What if I told you that the breakfast you eat before running might actually be holding back your progress? What if running on an empty stomach was the secret some runners use to last longer, run farther, and improve faster? Why do some professional athletes train while fasting and others avoid it at all costs? What really happens in your body when you run without eating? Today you're going to discover something no one has explained to you properly, and it might completely change the way you train from now on. When you run without having eaten anything since the night before, your body enters a very different mode from usual. First, your blood sugar levels are lower. Not dangerously low, but just enough for your body to say, okay, there's no easy fuel. Time to tap into the reserves. And those reserves are fat. Your body starts to use more fat as a source of energy, instead of relying only on sugar. This is not an opinion. It's pure biology. With no recent food intake, the body learns to be more efficient with what it has. And why is this good for you as a runner? Because you're training your body to endure, to save energy, to use fat more wisely, just like marathon runners do when they hit kilometer 35 and there's nothing left in the tank. On top of that, running while fasted trains your mitochondria, which are like tiny energy factories inside your muscles. The more active mitochondria you have, the more energy you can generate, and the longer you can run without getting exhausted. And that's not all. It also improves your focus because you're not digesting anything. And it can help you fine-tune your pace because it forces you to run by listening to your body instead of going crazy from the first kilometer. In summary, when you run fasted, your body doesn't shut down. It adapts. And if you do it right, it becomes stronger, more efficient, and more resilient. But of course, not everything goes. There are moments to do it and moments to avoid it. When you run on an empty stomach, the first thing your body notices is that there's no quick energy available. No toast, no bananas, no sugar circulating. And then a very ancient mechanism kicks in. A plan B we've all had inside us for thousands of years. That plan B is called adaptation. Your body says, okay, no recent food, no problem. Let's use the reserves. And what reserves do you have? Fat. Yes, the fat you've been storing on your thighs, your belly, or your arms. Your body starts using that fat as the main source of energy. And it doesn't do it because it wants to lose weight. It does it because it has no other choice. When you run fasted, you force your body to stop being comfortable. You stop giving it easy sugar. And you start training it to become efficient, to learn to run using fat as fuel. And if you repeat this wisely, it has a huge effect on your endurance. But that's not all. Inside your muscles are tiny factories that produce energy. They're called mitochondria. When you train fasted, you activate those factories more intensely. And your body, which is very smart, starts making more of them. The result? More mitochondria equals more energy. More energy equals more endurance. And more endurance means running farther, more easily, and with less effort. Also, since you're not digesting anything, your entire digestive system is at rest. Your body can focus solely on running. You feel lighter, more focused, more connected to your rhythm. And here comes the best part. When you train like this from time to time, you teach your body to withstand fatigue. To not panic when the energy tank gets low. To keep pushing when many others are already giving up. That's why many long-distance runners use it as a secret tool. Not every day, but for those workouts that build brutal endurance. That said, there are rules. Because if you do it wrong, you can make mistakes that hold you back instead of helping you. So now let's get to the important part. Many people think running fasted is just for losing weight. But those who think that haven't understood anything. These are the real benefits for you as a runner. And the first one is huge. 1. You become an endurance machine. Your body learns to save energy. It doesn't burn it all in the first few kilometers like it usually does. It becomes efficient, calculating, smart. And that shows in long races when most people fall apart. 2. You teach your body to use fat as its main energy source. This isn't a trend. It's the foundation of endurance. Running on sugar is easy. Running on fat is what champions do. 3. It improves your mental strength. Running on an empty stomach teaches you to tolerate the emptiness, to listen to your body without distractions, to not depend on anything. And that gives you a mental strength others don't have. 4. It increases your aerobic efficiency. That means you need less energy to run at the same pace. And in a race, that's a silent but decisive advantage. 5. It helps you avoid common pacing mistakes. Do you know why a lot of people start out too fast? Because they're loaded with sugar and think they're invincible until they crash. In contrast, running fasted teaches you to control, to flow, to pace yourself. It's like having a finer, more calibrated internal rhythm. And all this without running more kilometers. Just by changing when you run. Not how much you run, but like all good things that has its rules. When to train fasted and when not to. This is super important. Because if you do it wrong, it can cost you. First, when yes to fasted training. Easy runs, between 30 and 60 minutes. Comfortable pace, where you can talk without gasping for air. Ideal for training in easy zones, where you're not pushing the engine. These types of workouts are perfect to teach the body to rely on fat. And since they're easy, there's no risk of crashing. And when should you not do it? This is where many go wrong. Don't do it if you're doing intervals, or long runs with intensity, or explosive hill sprints, or runs over an hour and a half. Why? Because in those workouts you need quick energy. You need power. And if you haven't eaten, you might run out of gas halfway through. Literally. Don't do it either if you're very tired, sick, or coming off a tough week. In those cases, it's better to eat something, recover, and train properly. And of course, even if you're fasting, always hydrate. Water, coffee, or unsweetened herbal teas are perfect. We're not talking about suffering. We're talking about training smarter, with strategy. There are lots of myths about running fasted, and some are real traps. Myth 1. You're going to lose muscle. False. If you do an easy 30 to 40-minute run, there's no risk of losing muscle mass. Your body won't start eating your muscles just because you skipped breakfast one day. It doesn't work like that. Myth 2. You can't perform well without eating. Also false. What you can't do is a high-intensity workout without quick fuel. But if the workout is easy, your body performs perfectly. And sometimes, even better. Myth 3. Fasted training is just for losing weight. Huge mistake. The real goal isn't to lose weight. It's to improve energy efficiency. It's about turning your body into an endurance machine. Myth 4. It only works if you do it every day. Not true. Doing it once or twice a week is enough to see real benefits. You don't need to go all in. And the most common mistake of all, going out for a fasted run without ever having tried it before, pushing a fast pace for an hour, and ending up dizzy halfway through. That is a real mistake. And now let's see how to start properly, without doing anything crazy. If you've never run fasted, start slowly. Week 1. Very easy 30-minute run. Nothing more. No pushing. Just listen to your body. Week 2. Gradually increase to 40 or 45 minutes. Always at a comfortable pace. Don't chase speed. Chase sensations. Key tip. Bring water. Always. And if you need it, an emergency gel just in case. Before heading out, ask yourself 3 things. Have I slept well? Do I feel energetic? Is the workout easy? If the answers are yes, go for it. If not, better to eat something and train later. And remember this. It's not about suffering. It's about training smart. About using this tool to your advantage, like the greats do. Running fasted isn't for everyone, but it could be your best ally if you use it right. Now that you know how to use fasted training to your advantage, you don't need to train more. Just train better. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. That helps me a lot to keep creating content like this. And if you want to discover the next trick that will help you run faster with less effort, click here and watch it now.